Hello everyone. It has taken me at least 2 hours to get to this point. So hopefully I'm actually connected and hopefully you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, please let me know because some things are challenging here. So I don't know. I'm hoping you can hear me well. Let me just check. My mic looks like it's connected. Yep, that's the one. So I think you should be able to hear me. If you cannot, just let me know because I think I can hear myself. But so what you see on the wall is one of my improv quilts that I'm working on. It's work in progress, and I'm I'm going to be making like one set of blocks which will probably come at this bottom edge out here. So I'm going to do like a beaded, uh, I'm going to make like beads, is what it's called essentially. This is a lot taking from Irene Roderick's book. There's Casper going on his barking spree. He probably guessed that I'm gone live, so he's like, let's make it noisy. Casper, that's enough. And I'm going to also alter these a little bit so that they are not perfect. Casper, that's enough. Quiet. Okay, so I've just kind of cut a little random shapes out here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach an edge to it. I think five pieces, kind of wonky. Yeah, that should kind of be it. And I'm going to cut like around 1 inch thick stripes here and going to um, attach them to these guys. So let me just take these to the sewing machine. While I'm on the sewing machine, I can read comments, so feel free to ask any questions you have. So you probably cannot see me on the sewing machine, but I'm there. And you probably can hear the sewing machine. So I think on one of these strips I can maybe connect like 3 pieces on. I'm going to take another one of these red strips and extra I'm just going to put aside. All right. So just to show you what I've got in here, I'm going to take it to the iron. So I've attached these pieces to a bit of red out here, and I'm just going to iron them open and then clean up the edges. And I kind of want to create these really skinny edges on the border of each of these squares. So I have opened up my pieces, and the reason why I kept gaps in between is because I do need to follow the edge of my square, and since my pieces are kind of wonky, I wanted to leave a little extra room there. And this is all no ruler cutting. I kind of like that freedom that I can then just cut any which way I want. So I have now one red piece attached to each one of these. I need to attach on the other end now. I do have some pieces here. I think that'll be enough for one. Here I can probably attach 2 and 3. I'll need one more. Let's just make more 1-inch strips from here. Let's just take this piece. This has a little bit of salvage, which I don't want. And I'm going to cut again. 3 strips. And you can see I'm cutting them like pretty narrow. And again, it's all, you know, pretty random. So let's just take these guys to the sewing machine, and I'm going to connect the next edge. Any questions so far? Let's do this. Hi, Carol. Is your question that it is crazy? Yes, it is crazy. What do you all see in the quilt? Do you all see any kind of image or anything in particular that you go like, yeah, that's what I'm seeing? But this is one of those things where everyone will see something different. I wonder, is my sewing machine too loud? Let me know if it is. all these extra snippets here, iron the piece, and then I will slice it. Talk to you later, Carol. Hopefully you could hear me. I can't even tell. You didn't respond to my questions, so I'm like wondering. Envelopes, is that what you see? That's interesting. So, okay, you can hear me loud and clear. Good to know. Thank you so much, Carol. I'm just guessing whether people can even hear me or I'm just talking to myself, but thank you so much for that. It took me almost 2 hours to set up my mic and my camera and everything, and I was so tired. I said I didn't even want to go live. So, is your responding to what you see was crazy? So, that's an interesting take. So again, now I have attached two sides out here, as you can see, and again I'm going to be following the edge, and yes, there is a little bit of wastage here and there, but you know, it it makes a different kind of quilt. So so there. So now we have our 5 pieces, kind of all crazy and wonky right now. Bye for now. And I'm wondering whether I should even, well, how about we kind of rotate these around. I'm changing what my plan is, which, so if I go this corner, then let's go this, no, I like, let's do this corner like that. I'm trying to kind of get them in some sort of a weird configuration. I'm thinking whether I should keep them like this rather than complete the square. And or should I stick to what my original plan was? Yes, Carol, I am seeing your replies. Okay. I can see your replies on Facebook. Okay, so I guess what I'm going to do is I am going to complete this round on these. I thought I would do something different, but now I'm kind of questioning myself. This will be enough for 2, and this will be enough for 2 more, so we can complete that whole thing like that. Okay, let's just take all of these to the machine and sew the third side. Brick wall, keyboards. Ah, interesting. Envelopes, headdress with feathers. Those are all individual items. What is kind of like the overall thing that you see in it? Like, do you see like a certain kind of theme going on, or go like, oh, this is what the whole quilt reminds you of? Do you see a full image of something in particular? I'm not saying that I'm making a particular image. I am kind of going with the flow. and hoping that I can actually make some sense out of it myself. Do that. I don't think that's gonna work. Let's cut off this axis here. All these tiny bits and bobs are probably eventually going to be used for something. So I won't be wasting a lot of fabric. Okay. Let's iron these open again. As you can see, this kind of quilting does take a little bit extra time. But it is the kind of quilting I enjoy, so that's what I do. And the colors in that quilt are kind of looking weird right now, but it's fine. It's actually quite a much brighter red and burgundy there. As you can see on this, here you can see the colors, I think, more accurately. But not significantly important. Okay, so get rid of all those tidbits there. Okay. Okay, now we have one last side left for each one of these. So I think and there's a little bit of salvage which I don't want. Two. Alright, so connect two pieces on this, two pieces will get connected on this, and probably one piece on this, and then we can use this for something else. And I'm going to separate them out this way because now this is the final thing, and let's just do it this way now. As you can see, this involves a lot of talking to myself. So just have to make sure I'm putting the right sides together. when it comes to weird angles, you kind of just sew a little extra on each end so that you're sure that you're not going to be cutting things off too much. Okay, got 5 of these going. Let me iron them up. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take a little pause after this that I have made these weird shaped pieces. I probably should have stuck to a simple square, but if you know me, why do it simple, right, when you can complicate it? So I'm just following the edges of my wonky squares, and now I have 5 of these. And before I attach them all together, which I do intend to do, I'm going to be, I just kind of want to see what orientations they'll be kind of, you know, maybe connected out here. And have I kind of like those blocks out there. What do you think? So I'll have them like that. I thought I would connect them all together, but I kind of like their weird edginess to them. Um, I don't know if I want to connect them so that, I have, I could connect them so that they're kind of straight for the most part along this edge. Yeah, they still kind of look wonky in a way, which I like. So I'll have to cut up some awkward shapes in between to fill that up, and then going to make a overall border as well of like maybe the cream colored, and yeah, that feels like a piece that can go there. So that's how I work these improv quilts. There is no um, preconceived notion as to what I'm making, at least for this particular one. This is Irene Roderick's method of dancing with the wall. This is the book that I'm referring to. Um, she has, there is a way to do these quilts. So I'm kind of following her instructions, but kind of not as well. But for the most part, I am. but there is no particular pattern or anything. She has instructions on making these different kind of blocks. Some methods I'm following, some I'm just kind of playing around with. But this is so far I've come, and I think I'm towards the end of it where I'm going to be adding like blank pieces towards the edges and then just calling it done. But I think it needed that little bit of interest out there, and I'm kind of liking those 5 red squares I have there. And yeah, I still have some gaps to fill in the middle portions, and then I have the outside edges to do. All right. Thank you all for joining in. Talk to you later.